afternoon. I have cloudy skies with the temperature falling to around 48 degrees by 5 o'clock, and westerly winds will be 10 to 13 miles per hour with gusts as high as 23 miles per hour. Tonight we'll have patchy fog after 9 p.m. Otherwise, we'll have cloudy skies with a low temperature around 35 degrees. Northwesterly winds will be 6 to 11 miles per hour, becoming light and variable after midnight tonight. Winds could gust as high as 23 miles per hour. We expect patchy fog before 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Otherwise, tomorrow will be partly sunny with a high temperature near 52 degrees. We'll have light and variable winds becoming southerly 6 to 11 miles per hour during tomorrow morning, and winds could gust as high as 21 miles per hour. Saturday night will be mostly cloudy with a low around 41 with southerly winds 9 to 11 miles per hour with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. Sunday, we expect mostly sunny skies with a high temperature near 64 degrees. Southerly winds on Sunday will be 6 to 10 miles per hour with gusts as high as 21 miles per hour. Sunday night will be partly cloudy with a low around 41. Then Monday, we expect mostly sunny skies with a high temperature again near 64 degrees. Monday night will be partly cloudy with a low around 35. Then we'll be partly sunny on Tuesday with a high temperature near 57 degrees. Tuesday night, skies will be mostly cloudy with a low around 41. Then we have a chance of showers on Wednesday with mostly cloudy skies and a high temperature near 61 degrees. A chance of showers continues Wednesday night with mostly cloudy skies, low around 42, and we'll still have a chance of showers on Thursday with partly sunny skies and a high temperature near 57 degrees. And that's your noon hour weather update brought to you by all of us here at KSMO, where it's now time for the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield, and this is my 2 cents. My family raised hogs for many years, and if I close my eyes, I can remember the clanging of metal lids on feeders throughout the night as heard through the window of the childhood bedroom I shared with my sisters. Raising hogs, producing pork, has changed a great deal in the past few decades. You have to wonder what those early European settlers and explorers who first introduced hogs to this country in the 1500s would think of modern pork production. Who could have known that more than 28 billion pounds of pork would be produced in the United States in 2020? And on the other side of the coin, who would have guessed that the damage caused by escaped or released hogs in the United States would cost well over $1.5 billion. Often referred to as the most destructive invasive species in this country, feral hogs root, trample, forage, and wallow, leaving ruin in their wake. There are varying scientific opinions on just exactly how long it takes a domestic hog that escapes or is released into the wild to become feral. Once exposed to the different environment, some hogs will begin to grow longer and coarser hair, grow tusks, and become aggressive within 30 days. Some say within 2 generations, the species reverts to its feral origin. I wonder how much time it takes a human, exposed to a new and or different environment, to become a completely different person. Whether that is becoming feral or completely accepting of the way things are, because government, the mass media, academia, peers, or the workplace says so. From personal observation, I can tell you it doesn't take long. If given a choice between the two, I'd choose feral. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield. That's my 2 cents.
Every year, millions of pets go missing, leaving families heartbroken. If you lose or find a pet, Petco Love Lost is here to help. Our free, easy-to-use platform uses photo matching technology across multiple media platforms to bring lost pets home. Just upload a photo and quickly search the largest national lost and found pet database. Let's unite to reunite, because every lost pet deserves to find their way home. Register today at PetcoLoveLost.org.
Day 1, the hardest day. The day you hear,
"This is a type of blood cancer."
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
To learn more and get help on day 2, day 28, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Spring Training 2025 in Jupiter, Florida is just around the corner, and the boys of summer will be back on the field before we know it.
With amazing feats, unforgettable moments, and spectacular plays you won't soon forget. We will be there from the first pitch to the final out.
Bringing you all the excitement right here on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar.
Listen to Cardinals Spring Training games every weekend starting February 22nd, right here on KSMO Radio.
Hey, it's Fitz, F-I-T with a Z from the Country Top 40 Countdown. And in case you missed us last weekend, it was Dan and Shay who brought their 9th number one in with Bigger Houses. Question is, can they keep that momentum rolling into the weekend? Because they got Morgan Wallen closing in, ready to take over that number one throne. Anything can happen. We'll see you this weekend for all the hits on the Country Top 40 with Fitz right here.
A light round of direct cash cattle business and cash hogs closed sharply lower. Good morning. I'm Megan Grebner with your Brownfield Livestock Market Report. There was a light round of direct cash cattle trade that took place on Thursday. The expectation was for prices to push higher again this week, and for the most part, they have. Live deals in the South are starting off at $208. That's $6 to $7 higher than the previous week's weighted averages. The light round of business in the North on Thursday had dress deals marked at $330, fully steady with the previous week's weighted averages. Look for more business to take place before the end of the day Friday. At the Huss Livestock Market in Nebraska, compared to last week, steers over 550 pounds were steady to $10 higher. Heifers over 450 pounds were steady to $10 higher. The USDA says demand was good from the buyers in the crowd. The offering included long-time weaned steers and heifers, along with some balling calves. Medium and large one feeder steer 651 to 690 pounds brought 315 to 330.25. Medium and large one feeder heifer 653 to 699 pounds brought $283 to $294. Boxed beef closed sharply lower on light demand for moderate offerings. Choice was down 306 at 327.48. Select closed 477 lower at 315.90. Estimated cattle slaughter was 122,000 head, down 1,000 on the week and down about 5,000 on the year. Cash hogs closed lower with a light negotiated run. Processors were more aggressive in their procurement efforts earlier in the week and likely have near needed numbers on hand at this point. Overall demand for U.S. pork on the global market has been strong. The industry continues to monitor the talks about tariffs on Mexico, China, and Canada, which could go into effect as early as Saturday, and that would likely cause some demand disruption. Barrows and Gilt at the National Daily Direct were down 287 with a weighted average of 80.62. Prices at the regional direct markets were not reported due to confidentiality. Pork values closed lower, down 38 cents at 92.93. Bellies were sharply lower, and estimated hog slaughter was 483,000 head, up 25,000 on the week and about even on the year. At the CME, live and feeder cattle were down sharply on profit taking, the midday drop in boxed beef, and ahead of Friday's cattle inventory report. And lean hog futures ended the day higher, supported by cash business and demand optimism. I'm Megan Grebner for Brownfield.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. It drives us to explore, pushes us to see the world differently, moves us to action. And we believe that today, wonder is more essential than ever. Wow. That's why we're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask big questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
When a parent sees their child smile, they see hope. Aleem hoped that his son Rajib would have an easier life than he had. You see, Rajib, just like his father, was born with a cleft. But thanks to Smile Train, both father and son received free, life-changing surgeries, transforming their smiles into symbols of hope. To learn more and support the global cleft community, visit smiletrain.org/learn. Smile Train, changing the world one smile at a time.
That has been the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report. It is now time for a look at updated funeral announcements being brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County for over 30 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they are available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker, and online at our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today. Be sure and pick one up every weekday or check it out online. Peggy Jean Whitaker, age 94, of Salem, passed away Monday, January 27th. Funeral services for Peggy Whitaker will be Thursday, February 6th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Visitation for family and friends of Peggy Whitaker will also be on Thursday, February 6th from 11 until service time at 1 o'clock. Burial will be in the Cedar Grove Cemetery. And all arrangements for Peggy Jean Whitaker of Salem are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem. Edith Marie Skiles, age 98, of Salem, passed away Friday, January 24th. Memorial services for Edith Skiles will be held Saturday, February 8th at 12 noon at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel, with visitation also on Saturday, February 8th for family and friends of Edith Skiles from 11 o'clock till service time at 12 noon. Burial will be in the Mount Hermon Cemetery. In lieu of flowers, memorial contributions may be made to the Mount Hermon Cemetery, and all arrangements for Edith Marie Skiles of Salem are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem. That has been a look at updated funeral announcements brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Your World Today is the only daily news flyer in Dent County. It is available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker, and online at our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today has been serving Dent County for over 30 years, and the best part about it is absolutely free.
Out of town and want to know what's going on in Salem, how the Salem Tigers did, or who may have passed away? There's only one way to get that information quickly, and that's by going to Your World Today online. Go to KSMOradio.com and click on the Your World Today button, and you'll get the latest edition online, or check out the Your World Today archives. And if you are in town, pick one up in any of the 30-plus locations in Salem and Bunker. Your World Today, they're free!
It is now time for a look at local news, and it's being brought to you by Southwest Baptist University's Salem campus. SBU's Salem campus provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding area. For more on degrees and programs, stop by SBU's Salem campus today at 501 South Grand Street or call 573-729-7071. I'm Bob Parsons reporting. An accident occurred in Phelps County this morning at 6:57 on Highway 63 at Phelps County Road 8010. According to the Highway Patrol report, a 2015 Kia Sedona driven northbound by a 73-year-old Rolla man was attempting to make a left-hand turn when a 2004 Kia Optima driven northbound by a 51-year-old woman from Rolla began sliding while attempting to stop and struck the Kia Sedona. Suffering minor injuries was the 51-year-old woman driving the Optima, and she was taken to Phelps Health by Phelps Health Ambulance. Both drivers were wearing seat restraints, and both vehicles sustained moderate damage. The Sedona was driven from the scene while the Optima was towed from the scene by C&C Towing. An accident occurred in Dent County Wednesday afternoon at 1:12 on Highway 119 at Dent County Road 6460. According to the Highway Patrol report, a 2001 GMC Savannah driven eastbound by a 31-year-old female of Rolla failed to yield to a 2015 Dodge Ram 2500 driven northbound by a 59-year-old man from Leesburg, causing the Dodge to travel off the right side of the roadway and overturn. Suffering minor injuries from the Savannah were the driver and a 59-year-old male passenger from Leesburg, while the driver of the Dodge and another 59-year-old male from Leesburg suffered minor injuries. The female from Savannah was treated by the EMS at the scene, while the man from Savannah was transported by a private vehicle to the Salem Memorial Hospital. The two men from the Dodge were taken by a private vehicle to Phelps Health in Rolla. Only the driver of the Savannah was wearing a seat restraint at the time of the accident. At the Denton County Commission meeting Thursday morning, the 42nd Judicial Circuit Court Judge Megan C. presented a formal demand letter to the Commission requiring them to make the old courthouse ADA compliant with the installation of an elevator. The letter says the elevator must be installed to accommodate those with disabilities as soon as possible. She said in her letter that all litigants and citizens who need to access a courthouse should have the right to do so unencumbered and without embarrassment. She goes on to say that the associate courtroom in the judicial building cannot accommodate a jury trial, and trials held off-site do not have the same sense of decorum and respect for the court proceedings if a jury is involved. She cited that is the case with the Salem City Hall, which has numerous exits and entrances. She indicated it is the duty of the Commission to make certain litigants and court staff are kept safe as possible during court proceedings. In her letter, Judge C. says that as the presiding circuit judge, she is going to bring the courthouse into compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act, as it is the right thing to do. Knowing this undertaking will take some time to accomplish, C is giving the County Commission 90 days to begin the installation of a chairlift and to request for bids for the installation of an elevator in the Denton County Courthouse that will need to be published in the Salem News within the next 90 days. Sheriff Bob Wells and the Commission discussed an elevator at the old courthouse, which would be very costly with the age of the building, and also discussed a new courtroom and judicial offices next to the old jail at Iron and 5th Street. Commissioner Larson said he has been a proponent of an elevator as well as handicapped accessibility, and at one time had found a grant to help pay to install an elevator at the courthouse for $350,000, but said he was voted down at the time. The cost of an elevator added to the courthouse is expected to exceed $1 million, not to mention where to add it at the courthouse and how it will be incorporated in the current historical structure. A new courtroom and judicial center was proposed at the time of the new jail construction, but was deemed too expensive at the time. Denton County citizens passed 2 jail sales taxes to support the new jail, one for the operation of the jail and the other to pay for the construction. It was discussed, if possible, to extend those sales taxes to help pay for a new courtroom. But that information would need to be presented to L.J. Hart and Company, who worked with the county on the jail project, who would determine any additional financial cost. The issue would then have to be brought before the people for a vote to extend the sales tax. This could be allowed as the initial bond issue ballot language included the new courtroom and associated judicial buildings as being supported by those funds. They'll have a conference call with L.J. Hart and Company on Monday morning at 11 o'clock. The commission was going to get updated prices on the chairlift to see if they needed to go out for bid, which it must do if the cost exceeds $12,000. In the road report, District 1 Commissioner Keith Green said the new box spreader was taken to Napide where the motor and gearbox had to be replaced, but the box had been recalled and there should not be any charge to the county for the repairs. He said the box spreader was going to be picked up, then tested at the Road and Bridge Department. He said crews were repairing the brush cutter and were still working on FEMA roads. District 2 Commissioner Jimmy Williams said crews were in the Sligo area replacing a culvert and working on FEMA road repairs. He also said workers are installing new grader blades. Commissioner Gary Larson had no report, and County Clerk Angie Curley said the county was paying bills. Prosecutor Andrew Curley visited with the commission about any future claims and procedures. He wanted to add that he appreciated the commission, the whole budget process, them allocating funds for each office holder, and felt all office holders try to stay under those allocated funds approved each year. Sean McGongle with Missouri Association of Counties Workers' Compensation Trust came in to discuss the MAC Trust, what they do, and also update the commission on resources available to them. The next meeting of the commissioners will be Monday morning at 9 o'clock at the courthouse, and that meeting will be open to the public. Thursday evening at the Judicial Building, the Denton County Opioid Settlement Committee met to discuss applications for funding from the opioid settlement monies being received by the county. The committee prioritized that funds will be used to treat or serve those in Denton County first, and that applications have no minimums or maximums. Deputy Rick Letchworth led the committee discussion, which was focused on the 9 applications received for funding. The fund currently has $325,609.22. The board heard about Parted Waters, who requested funding for residential housing. The Healthy Dent County Prevention Coalition, who requested funding to expand their Too Good for Drugs classroom instruction to include 7th through 9th graders, as well as create a mentoring program. And the Dent County Health Center, who submitted 3 applications to provide additional meeting space in the community, provide transportation for mostly non-medical needs in the community, and wanting to create a review board for reports on opioid abuse or overdose. The board also heard about 2 applications from the Salem Memorial Hospital, with the first concentrating on 3 Lucas devices for chest compression and the creation of harm prevention kits, with the other application being the purchase of a new ambulance. An application from the Dent County Sheriff's Office for 2 Lucas devices, a new TrueNarc analyzer, and compensation for officers being taken off the road to work narcotics. And the last request was from Four Rivers Community Health Center. The total amount of the applications for funding came to $1,068,368.85. Letchworth said the committee will discuss the applications and submit the recommendation to MRPC. Once he gets them back from MRPC, he will present them to Dent County Commission for their approval to be funded. He said the process should take about a week or so. On Monday, January 27th, a Rolla man pleaded guilty and admitted transporting a minor across state lines for sex in the U.S. Eastern District Court in St. Louis. Assistant U.S. Attorney Diana Collins prosecuting the case against 48-year-old Scott M. Arnold Mikey. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of transportation of a minor to engage in a criminal sex act. He admitted in his plea agreement that in 2021 he took the 17-year-old victim to Chicago, where they used drugs and engaged in sexual acts. Arnold Mikey met the victim that summer, and they began engaging in drug use on an almost daily basis after Arnold Mikey moved from Sullivan, Missouri to Rolla. Arnold Mikey is scheduled to be sentenced on April 30th. Both the U.S. Attorney's Office and Arnold Mikey's lawyers have agreed to recommend 230 months in prison. The case was investigated by the FBI, the Rolla Police Department, the Phelps County Sheriff's Department. Assistant U.S. Attorney Diane Collins is prosecuting the case, and this case was brought as part of the Project Safe Childhood, a nationwide initiative to combat the growing epidemic of child sexual exploitation and abuse launched in May of 2006 by the Department of Justice. Well, that has been a look at local news, and it was brought to you by SBU Salem Campus at 501 South Grand Street, where they offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN Bridge program, criminal justice, and elementary education. For more about SBU Salem Campus, contact them at 573-729-7071.
What are your plans for the future? Do you need a boost to generate a new plan, or can't afford to go away to college, or your work schedule won't allow you to go? Let Southwest Baptist University Salem Campus be the boost. SBU is committed to flexibility, expertise, and the state-of-the-art technology. We now offer 2 new associate's degrees in teaching and Christian ministries, along with master's degrees in education and business. For more information, please contact Admissions Counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student. You may call 573-729-7071. SBU Salem Campus is your higher education with Christian principles.
There's a place for do-it-yourselfers with everything for your car or truck.
Winter car care is going on right now. K&H Auto Supply in Salem, when you get Parts City conventional motor oil, 5-quart size, and a microguard filter for $25.99. Brake Best brake parts cleaner, 2 for $8, and a 2-ton jack stand for $34.99. Stop by K&H Auto Supply, your Parts City auto parts store.
Parts City, yeah, Parts City, Parts City.
It's officially home buying season and the market is heating up. Buying a home is a huge decision, and where to get your home loan is just as important. Don't buy your home without checking into Riverways Federal Credit Union's great rates and service. Riverways is not for profit and has more ways to say yes, and you can apply in less than 5 minutes. Need a pre-approval to help seal the deal? We've got you covered. Get started at Riverways FCU today. Riverways Federal Credit Union, located in Rolla, Salem, and Cuba.
Have you seen Town Screen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out at the American Legion Post number 99, Looking Glass Salon, Salem Senior Center, and McCoy Vision Clinic, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use Town Screen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained, Town Screen in Salem.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This is St. Louis Blues broadcaster Chris Kerber, inviting you to follow all the exciting action of St. Louis Blues hockey this season. If you can't make it to the game, the next best thing is being there listening here on your Ozark sports leader, KSMO Radio in Salem, Missouri. Your radio home for the St. Louis Blues.
It is now time for a look at local and regional sports, being brought to you as a courtesy of your Ozark sports leader, KSMO. The Salem Lady Basketball Tigers will be in Bunker tonight to play against the Lady Eagles at 5 o'clock. The Lady Tigers ended the match with a 4-9 overall record, while the Lady Eagles are 9-7. The Salem Basketball Tigers will be playing against the Bunker Eagles as well, following the Lady Tigers and JV boys games. The Tigers are 7-10, while the Eagles are 13-3. You can listen to both of these varsity games live on KSMO 1340 AM or on 95.7 FM. Or you can watch them live on KSMO Media streaming platforms on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. For girls' games, Tiger Talk with Stan Stevens and Coach Woody will begin at approximately 4:50. For the boys' game, Tiger Talk with Coach Patterson will start around 7 o'clock. The St. Louis Blues will be playing against the Colorado Avalanche tonight in Denver. You can listen to this game on KSMO Radio on a delay basis at 8:30 following the Salem Bunker doubleheader. The 20th-ranked Mizzou Tigers will play the 14th-ranked Mississippi State Bulldogs Saturday afternoon at noon. You can listen to this game on KSMO Radio with pregame at 11:30. And that has been a look at local and regional sports brought to you as a courtesy of KSMO. Stay tuned for a look at sports from the Missouri Net.
Missouri Net Sports, I'm Bill Pollock. In the previous 4 Chiefs Super Bowls, KC was down 10 to the 49ers going into the fourth quarter, down 21-6 at the half to Tampa Bay when they lost, trailed by 10 against the Eagles at halftime, and were down a touchdown at halftime last year against San Francisco. Patrick Mahomes agrees it would be nice to get off to a little better start offensively in this Super Bowl.
We've played a lot of good teams in the Super Bowls, a lot of good defenses, and we've done a good job of kind of figuring out. But if we can start fast, obviously it would help out and make it to where we don't have to necessarily have a fourth quarter comeback every time. But however you find a way to win, you find a way to get a win.
Patrick says of all the Super Bowl teams they've had, this one is the most well-rounded.
I think the fact that it's been everybody, it's not just offense, it's not just defense, it's everybody on the entire team is something I'll remember this season by, and hopefully we can do it the right way and get this final win.
And, of course, we know the Chiefs are trying to become the first team to three-peat in the Super Bowl. Mizzou women's basketball lost to Texas 70-61. Tomorrow, 20th-ranked Mizzou at 14th-ranked Mississippi State. I think a pretender in the SEC. The Bulldogs are 16-4, same record as Mizzou, but all 4 losses coming in the last 3 weeks against number 6 Kentucky, number 1 Auburn, number 6 Tennessee, and number 4 Alabama. Meanwhile, the Tigers have 2 top 5 opponent wins. In college hoops last night, Lindenwood beat SIU Edwardsville 65-63. SEMO over UT Martin 90-79. Max Scherzer still going. The 40-year-old Chesterfield native and former Mizzou star is signing on with the Toronto Blue Jays for his 18th season in the big leagues. He'll get $15.5 million. Scherzer was drafted in 2003 in the 43rd round by the Cardinals. Max skipped a pro career, dominated for Mizzou before he was drafted 11th overall in 2006 with Arizona. 216 career wins with an ERA of 3.16, an eventual Hall of Famer. Bill Pollock, Missouri Net Sports.
Winter storms can produce heavy snow and ice. Stay aware of the hidden dangers winter storms can create. Be cautious of downed power lines hidden by ice and snow. Always treat downed power lines as live and dangerous. Never approach or attempt to drive over downed power lines. Call 911 and your local electric cooperative. Keep safety first. Always. Visit membersfirst.coop today. A message from Missouri's Touchstone Energy Cooperatives.
If you recently lost health coverage due to a life change, healthcare.gov is here for you. Like it was there for Marcus when he lost his job, and Keisha when she turned 26 and lost her parents' insurance, and Elena when she went off Medicaid. There are many other ways to qualify. Visit healthcare.gov today to see if you're eligible to enroll. Limited time to enroll. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Feeling the aches and pains of everyday life slowing you down? Introducing Blue Emu, America's #1 emu oil formula for pain relief. In a recent clinical trial, 91% of users saw improvement after using Blue Emu. Whether you're working hard, playing harder, or just staying active, Blue Emu penetrates deep to relieve joint and muscle pain fast. And best of all, you won't stink. Join the 91% who felt the difference. Find Blue Emu at your local retailer or online. Blue Emu works fast and you won't stink.
It is now time for a look at news from the Missouri Net. Then stay tuned. After the top of the 5 o'clock hour, I'll be back with your latest KSMO weather forecast.
We've been overindulging a little more than usual over the holidays. But now, we are starting the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day. So if better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
Active Liver is available in both tablets and as a delicious gummy. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Missouri Net News, I'm Anthony Morabith. Missouri Congressman Eric Burleson wants to expand school choice across the country. The so-called Achieving Choice in Education Act would expand the 529 education savings plans by making tuition, materials, tutoring, and homeschooling qualified expenses eligible for coverage. The Missouri Senate is again considering legislation that would ban child marriage in Missouri. This year's bill, sponsored by St. Louis County Democrat Tracy McCreary, would ban marriages for anyone under 18, no exceptions.
Child marriage puts children at risk of mental and physical health issues, intimate partner abuse, social isolation, and poverty.
One of President Trump's reported ideas is to get rid of the U.S. Department of Education and instead provide schools with federal grants with broad use to schools. State Education Commissioner Carla Esslinger supports local control and says that people from far away deciding what's good for Missouri students makes her uncomfortable. This is Missouri Net.
Have you been to agroamerica.com? What are you waiting for?